All right. Good morning. Welcome everyone to Thursday yoga. Let's a little off center. Let's come on into a comfortable upright, and we'll start with our breath like we always do, and then move into our body. So come on into whatever space, whatever place, whatever pose feels good to you. And as always, if that's not an upright position, you want to come onto your back or belly, of course. Come there. But make sure wherever you are, your body can settle and feel soft. If you're sitting upright like I am, then just stay nice and tall through the spine, a little engagement through the core to keep your spine supported there. Then let's just start with a few rounds of focus breath. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, just let them float back down. And this can be in and out through the nose or mouth, whatever feels comfortable right now. Inhale. Exhale, float them down. One more time. Inhale. This time at the top, let's just interlace the fingers, send the palms to the sky. Take another breath in, lift up through the rib cage, and then exhale, just a very small sort of leaning to the right. Just lengthening through that side body. Use an inhale to come back up to center, and then exhale just gently over to the left. Starting to find that side. Inhale, come back to center. Let's just take each side one more time. Exhale over to the right. Inhale back to center, and exhale over to the left. Inhale, coming back to center, and then just gently let the arms float back down and let them rest anywhere on your lap, coming into a mudra or hand in hand, whatever's comfortable for you. And then let your face soften, the eyelids get heavy, or maybe just your eyelids either all the way closed or to a heavy flutter. And we'll start to focus on just watching the breath, seeing the inhales come in and watching the exhales go out, noticing how our body feels with each side of that breath. As you're starting to watch the breath, just checking in with the head and with the thoughts, noticing what's filling up that space this morning, and seeing if you can just press pause, push it aside. Focus of the inhale and the exhale take center. So 4 to 5 more rounds of breath here. Your next inhale, sweep the arms overhead, bring the palms together, and then through to your heart center. We'll pause for a breath or two as we set our intention or dedication. And whenever you're ready, releasing your hands back into your lap. Take another deep breath in and out. And then again, let's inhale, sweep the arms high. This time, take a twist to the right. Let the arms come down and just lengthen up through the crown of the head, long through the spine. Getting a gentle twist. Take another breath in and out. And then inhale, arms back up high. And exhale, take a twist open to the left. And then inhale back up. And then exhale, let's interlace the fingers, and as you exhale, just round through the spine as the hands come down toward the earth. And then just walking the hands away from the body, staying round through the spine, letting the crown of the head get heavy here. Maybe tented fingertips, whatever helps you get the most rounding through the spine and sending the breath there, expanding the back body. And then release, walking the hands back up. And if you are on a block or anything, let's just remove that. And come on up to our knees. We'll just wake up the body a little bit. So if your knees are sensitive, then maybe try doubling over your mat or a pillow or something underneath to keep that sensitivity at bay. Inhale, lift both arms high. And then exhale, let's take the right hand down, send the left fingertips over to the right. So if you have a block or something, you could use that here as well as a little support. Otherwise, just let the right hand rest down your right leg, wherever that reaches. So just feeling that space between the hip and the rib cage expand and lengthen a little bit on that left side. So inhale, come back up, and we'll take the other side. Right fingertips high, left fingertips just gently moving down, or maybe resting on the block. Maybe some of you get your hands all the way to the mat. That's pretty far for me to get down there. Just another breath or two, letting the side body open. Release, come back up to center. Let's bring the hands to the lower back, fingers facing toward the sky. We'll come into our heart opener. So stay nice and tall through the spine, and then bring the shoulder blades together, and then gently drop them down your back as you lift from the heart center. And just letting the front of the body now open, keeping your gaze either straight ahead, or you can let it float up toward the sky, or even toward the back of your room, but that feels okay on your neck. You're really trying to let the shoulders stay heavy down your back, regardless of where your gaze is. Let's take 2 more deep breaths here. And then inhale, come all the way back up, and then just gently guide your hips back to your heels, coming into your child's pose. Hands can come back by your heels as well, forehead toward the earth. Take another full breath here. And then inhale, let's walk the hands forward, step the toes back, and come into a plank. Any version of plank for you this morning, high, supported, forearm plank. Let your gaze just settle between your thumbs. Engaging the muscles in the core. And then focusing on the breath, just letting it flow in and out. So maybe just lifting your hips a tiny bit and then dropping them back into that nice neutral place so that you make sure that they're not too lifted toward the downward facing dog. And then of course, we don't want them dropping at all either. Using your center to support the lower back there. Take another breath in, and then we're going to slowly lower all the way to our belly. So hinging the elbows toward the back of the room, taking your time coming down until your belly and hips reach together. Back. And then just bring your hands by your side, turn one cheek, maybe give your hips a little sway, just letting your lower back relax in there. And then turn your cheek the opposite side. Another breath. And then coming back to center, do a little bit more heart opening on the ground here. So let's come into a Sphinx first. So starting there with your elbows underneath the shoulders, lower body is soft, and then gently grounding through the elbows and the forearms, a little bit through the palms and the fingertips to lift the belly, lift the heart, and then soften down through the shoulders. Let the gaze just kind of stretch straight out in front. Try not to lift the head too much. We want to keep the neck nice and long. And just feel the front of the body lengthening, the heart lifting. Another breath in. And then exhale, release everything down. Again, bring your hands by your side, turn one cheek, and take 2 breaths. Let your eyes get heavy here too. And then turn the opposite cheek. Coming back to center, we're going to reach the left fingertips forward, bend the right knee, reach back with that right hand. So you can just find that connection, or you can lift that right knee a little bit. You can lift the left fingertips or keep them on the earth. So this is as deep as you want to take this heart opener. So you can lift both sides and come into sort of a half bow, or you can keep all of your body down and just lift from your heart. So wherever you are, let's take about 3 more deep breaths. Lengthening those fingertips forward, whether they're lifted or supported. We'll take 1 more inhale, and then gently release everything down. And we'll switch sides, bring the right hand forward, reach back with that left hand. Try to make the connection with the left foot or ankle. And then again, lifting from the heart center, maybe lifting the fingers, maybe lifting that left knee. Breathing for 5. Reaching the fingertips forward, as well as lifting the heart. And take 1 more inhale, and then exhale, release everything down. And then very gently press yourself back to a child's pose. So you can kind of come up a little bit through a little cobra there. And then just send your hips back, round through the spine. Let's keep tented fingertips forward this time. Let the forehead come toward the earth, and really just send the breath to the lower back, the mid back, rounding there, reversing that curvature. And take 1 more full breath. And then release. And let's come through our table. Turn around here and come into our downward facing dog. So tuck the toes, lift the knees. Just walk this out a little bit for your first dog. Grounding through the palms, starting to bring the breath and awareness to the backs of the legs. And then let's walk the hands back to the feet. Come into our ragdoll at the back of the mat. So just make sure your feet are wide enough that you can balance comfortably. So hips distance is a good guide. You can put 2 fists right between your big toes there. And then go ahead and bend your knees as much as your body is sort of craving this morning, so that your chest and your thighs can come into contact. Grab opposite elbows. Let the crown of the head get heavy. And you can either just let your gaze drift towards the back of your room, or you can close the eyes and really just fall into the pose. Let your body soften here. Fill it with the breath. Any like small, subtle movements here to help your body settle in more. A gentle sway or a tiny bounce to release through the back body. Take about 3 more rounds of breath here. Releasing the hands at the end of that 3rd exhale. We'll walk back into our downward dog. And let's just take 3 full breaths here. And maybe this time in stillness. At the end of your 3rd exhale, look forward. Walk your feet this time to the front to meet your hands. And your feet can be close or hip distance. And then let's bend the knees and really slowly just roll all the way up to stand. One vertebrae at a time, letting the head come up last. Making your way to your mountain pose when your head comes all the way up. And just taking a pause there. Take a nice full breath in. Open mouth, exhale. And then inhale, sweep the arms high. Lengthen up. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, lift halfway and lengthen. Fingertips anywhere between your knees and the mat. So maybe somewhere around your ankle or shin for most of us. So that you can lengthen the spine, lengthen out through the crown. Stay engaged through the core. And feel the backs of the legs starting to lengthen. Take another breath in. Exhale, back to your fold. Inhale, sweep high with a long spine. Lengthen up, ground down, and then exhale, swan dive. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep high. Exhale, swan dive. One more time with our half salute. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep high. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, lengthen. This time we'll take it through our vinyasa. Place the hands, step back, high plank. We'll hold our first high plank for just 3, 2, 1 more inhale. And then with the exhale, you can lower the knees or keep them lifted, slowly coming through chaturanga. Either come all the way down and then come into your low cobra, pressing the tops of the feet, bring the shoulder blades onto your back, lifting the heart center. This is whatever height your body's comfortable right now. You might not be as high as I am. You might be still with your belly down and just in a very low cobra. Either way, let's take 2 more breaths. Or some of you might come all the way up to your upward facing dog. So wherever you're at, take 1 more inhale. And then with the exhale, gently roll over the toes, bring the hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Another full breath. Into that exhale, look forward, walk, step, or jump, feet to hands. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, long spine, sweep high. And exhale, swan dive. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step it back, high plank to low plank. Inhale, up. And exhale, send it back. Take 3 full breaths here. Into that third exhale, look forward, walk, step, or jump. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep high. So we'll take 1 more. Sun A, exhale, swan dive. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, high plank to low. Inhale, upward facing. And exhale it back, downward facing, 3 full breaths. And of your third exhale, look forward, walk, step, or jump. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, long spine, sweep high. And exhale, hands to heart center. Take a pause. Inhale. Open mouth, exhale. And then next inhale, we'll come to our Ukitasana. Bend the knees, send the hips down and back. Weight heavy in your heels, inner thighs squeezing toward one another. You can start with your hands at heart center as you sort of focus first on the lower body. And then A little engagement through the core, a gentle lift through the heart, and then either keeping the hands pressing at the heart, or you can send them high, the pinky sides of your hands rolling toward one another, so opening a little bit more through the front of the collarbone and chest. Excuse me. Breathing fully here, just building a little internal heat, muscle energy. Gaze can just be straight ahead. Take 2 more full breaths. And with that second exhale, release. Back to your fold. Let's heel toe the feet, hip distance, a little bit wider. Grab the big toes with the peace fingers. Inhale, lengthen out through the crown. And then exhale, release the crown, heavy toward the earth. Gaze to the back of the mat as you drop into your fold. Take another full breath. And then release, heel toe the feet back toward one another. We'll come back into our Ukitasana, 1 breath, inhale. And then exhale, we'll come into a prayer twist. Bring the hands together through heart center, twisting to the right first. Left elbow either comes over that right knee or maybe in between the knees. Pressing the palms into one another, continuing with all of our Ukitasana elements. So squeezing the inner thighs, dropping the hips, lifting the heart a little bit. Mostly filling the body with breath for about 3 more. Into that third exhale, release. Come back into your fold, heel to the feet, hip distance again. This time let's take an arm shoulder opener. So interlacing the fingers in the lower back, drop the hands over, drop the crown of the head. Breathing into the back of the legs and down to the shoulders as well. If your shoulders are tight this morning and this doesn't work for you, you can just bring your hands to your lower back or to your waist, or grab a strap or a piece of clothing to lengthen through your arms. Another full breath here. And then releasing the arms, heel to the feet back toward one another. So we'll come back into our Ukitasana, 1 breath all the way up high. And then exhale, hands through heart center, and this time twisting to the left, right elbow over left knee, or between the knees, dropping the hips, lifting the heart, squeezing the thighs, pressing the palms, filling the breath. Just said a lot of things there. Focus first on the breath, mostly on the breath, making sure your body is being filled with each inhale. One more inhale, and then exhale, release to center, heel to the feet a little wider again, and let's come into Gorilla Asana this time. So feeding the hands underneath the feet, walking the toes up to the wrist crease there, maybe giving a gentle massage with your toes, letting the crown get heavy, and again, knees bend a lot, a little, maybe not at all for some of you. Take another full breath here. And then releasing that, heel to the feet back toward one another. Come back up to your Ukitasana, 1 breath. Inhale high, and then exhale to fold. Inhale, lengthen, and then exhale, step it back, high plank to low. Following your breath, inhaling it up. And then when you're ready, exhale, send it all back. Downward facing dog. And then let's step our feet a little closer, the back of the mat. Take an inhale, lift the right leg, bend that knee, stack the hip, and open up. Maybe this time peek under that right arm. So opening up through the whole body, grounding through the palms, letting that left heel get a little heavier. Take another breath in, and then exhale and square the hips back. And we'll step that right foot all the way forward. Let's drop the back knee for this first lunge. Excuse me. come on up into an Anjaneyasana. So grounding into that right heel. So that right hip is squaring and guiding back a little bit. So even if you can, don't drop all the way in here, not yet. Lifting up through the heart, melting down through the shoulders, and then just softening into the pose to your body's degree. We're going to take 3 more breaths here. One more inhale. And then exhale, release the hands. Tuck the back toe. We're going to take that right leg back up to the sky to our 3-legged dog, float it high. And then exhale, release it down. Next inhale, take the left leg high. Bend the knee, stack the hip and open it. You can maybe peek under that left arm. Get heavy through that right heel. Just opening up through the whole side body. Take another breath in. And then as you exhale, start to square the hip. And we'll step it all the way forward, dropping that back knee, coming into our Anjaneyasana on the left. So grounding into that left heel, guiding that left hip back, trying to square the hips off toward the front of your mat. Inhale the arms, the heart high, soften down through the shoulders. And just softening into the pose to your degree. One more inhale. And then exhale, release the hands. Send that left foot back up to your 3-legged dog. Yawn it high. And exhale, release it back down. Take a nice full breath in. Full breath out. One more of those. And then next inhale, take the right leg high. Bend the knee, stack the hip. And as you exhale, release and step it forward. This time we'll come into a warrior 1. Ground the outer edge of that back foot. Come all the way up. Grounding into both heels, squaring the torso, softening the shoulders, and just settling the gaze for 3 more breaths. Third, exhale, release the hands, step the right foot back, and either take it through your vinyasa, high to low plank, or step it right back to your downward dog, and we'll meet you there. Full breath. Next inhale, take the left leg high, and then you stack the hip and open it. Exhale, release, step the left foot all the way forward, warrior 1 on the left. Grounding down through the feet, lifting up through the fingers, the heart, softening through the shoulders. One more inhale. And exhale, release. Step that left foot back, high to low plank. And exhale it back, downward facing dog. Full breath in, full breath out. One more of those. Next inhale, take the right leg high. Exhale it forward, warrior 1. Grounding down, 1 breath. Come all the way up. Inhale. And exhale, release. Take it through your vinyasa. Or not. Totally up to you where you want to take the practice today. On the left side, lift that left. I don't remember if we got the knee, open it, or we just lifted it. Exhale, step it forward. Either way. Warrior 1, 1 breath. Inhale it all the way up. Exhale, release. Make our way back to downward facing dog. Full breath in, full breath out. Inhale the right. Exhale it forward, warrior 1. Come on up. And then this time, let's open it to our warrior 2. So adjusting your stance as you need. My warrior 2 is always a little bit wider than my warrior 1. Just check your alignment. Make sure that right knee is tracking to the right. Extending the arms. Let's actually bring the hands behind us and interlace the fingers, or you could just bring them to the back of your hips or your waist. And just squeezing the shoulder blades, lifting the heart, get a little bit of a heart opener here as we drop into the hips. And you can still bring your gaze forward as if it was over that front hand. Let's take 2 more full breaths here. And then releasing the hands, inhale, lengthen up through that leg and fingertips, and then exhale, release back into your warrior 2. So a little bit of movement and breath here. Inhale, come high. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, high. Exhale, down. And then inhale, come up. And then let's release that left hand and reverse the warrior. So keep the right fingertips high. And just lengthen through that right side body as you reverse the warrior. Take another breath in. And then let's come into our triangle from here, keeping the length on that right side, shifting the hips to the back, shifting the torso forward, and then dropping those right fingertips. If you have a block nearby, outside that right foot is a great prop. Grounding into that right big toe. And trying to twist open through the torso. Gaze can be up at those left fingertips, straight ahead or down, wherever the neck is most comfortable. Another breath in. Stay for the exhale. Inhale. And then let's release that left hand. Release the right hand. Step the back foot in. And then just square off the hips coming into a pyramid pose. So feet are about, I don't know, 2, maybe 3 feet, depending on how long your legs are. And your feet are hips width. So you don't want them in a straight line here. It needs to be this way. If you're like this, it's going to be a lot harder to balance. So let your feet be about hips width. You want to make sure that both heels are grounded. So if that back foot's too far back, you might not be able to get the heel all the way down. Blocks here or fingertips is great as well. And let's either come to your blocks or fingertips as you inhale. Guide that right hip back a little bit, trying to square off through the backs of the hips, lengthen through the spine and through the crown. And then as you exhale, drop the crown into your full, drop the gaze to the back of the room. Try to keep that right hip guiding back so you get the maximum lengthening on that right hamstring, calf, a little bit maybe through the IT band. Your next inhale, come to fingertips, and then bring your hands to your heart center, grounding into both feet. Gently start to walk your gaze and bring yourself all the way up to vertical. And then when you get there, we're going to take an arm bind. So you can bring your fingers interlaced behind your back, bring your hands just to the back of your waist, or grab a strap. You could also grab opposite elbow or reverse namaste. So whichever one is to your liking this morning. And then we'll take an inhale and lift through the heart just a little bit. And then as you exhale, come back down into our fold. So slowly walking your gaze down, whatever's in front of you, the wall maybe. Continuing to ground through both feet and guide that right hip back as you come down. Eventually dropping the crown of the head, dropping the gaze. Take another breath in. And then exhale as you release the hands. We're going to stay in our pyramid for a few more breaths, and we're going to revolve it. I'm just going to turn this way. So if you have a block underneath your left hand, otherwise fingertips there, right hand to right hip, and gently guide that hip back so you start to twist open to the right. That left hand can be right underneath your shoulder. It can be center. Some of you might even take it right in front of your foot or to the right of your foot for maximum twisting. And then you're going to twist your heart open, bring that right hand to either the back of your hip, or you can send the fingertips high. Breathing into that twist.
One more full breath. And then with the exhale, release both hands down, step the right foot back, left foot back, and either take your high to low or go right to your downward facing dog. Whatever helps you reset and prepare for the second side. So we'll all meet in downward dog. Let's take 2 full breaths here. With your next inhale, take the left leg high. Exhale it forward, warrior 1. Ground down, inhale up. And then exhale, open, warrior 2. Just checking your alignment, settling in, and then we'll release and just do our heart opener again. So you can interlace the fingers or just bring your hands to your waist, squeezing the shoulder blades, lifting the heart just a little bit. And then just dropping in, you can let the gaze still come right over that, what would be that left hand. So gaze toward the front, left knee tracking open to the left. So getting as much opening through that left thigh, inner thigh as you can. Take one more inhale here. Stay for the exhale. And then inhale, lengthen that front leg, bring the arms to the sky, lift up. And then exhale, release back into your warrior 2. Inhale high. Exhale, release. Inhale high. This time bring the left, keep the left fingertips high, bring the right hand down as you reverse your warrior. So lengthening through the side body. Inhaling up, staying for the exhale, and then we'll bring this right into our triangle. So take another breath in, lengthen, and then we'll start to shift the hips back and the torso forward, dropping the left fingertips, right fingertips reach high, maybe a lock under that left hand, and twisting open through the rib cage and the heart towards the front of the room. Take another inhale, and then exhale, release both hands to either side of that front foot, and then we'll step the back foot in, coming into our pyramid on the left. So just readjusting your stance, coming to fingertips, lengthening through the spine and through the crown, guiding that left hip back just a little bit, and then exhale, come back into your fold, or come into your fold. Gaze to the back of the mat, and the crown of the head heavy. Trying to keep both heels heavy, grounded as much as you can. Another inhale, and then come to fingertips. Ground through both heels as you bring your hands together at your heart center, and then slowly start to walk your gaze as you come all the way up to vertical. And when you get there, releasing the hands, and we'll take our arm bind. If you interlaced the fingers last time and you're doing that, just try to find the opposite interlace. And then squeezing the shoulders, lifting the heart. Inhale, and then exhale, slowly walking back down until you reach your big toe, and then dropping the crown of the head. Maybe dropping the arms overhead. Still trying to ground through that left heel to guide the left hip back just a little bit more. Another full breath. And then exhale, releasing the hands, and we'll revolve our triangle. So if you have a block under that right hand this time, under that right shoulder, left hand to left hip crease to guide that left hip back. Maybe that right hand comes center or in front of your foot or to the left. You can play with what works on this side. And then as you guide the left hip back, twisting open to the left. And that left hand can stay on the back body, or you can send the fingertips high. Breathing fully, 3 more. One more inhale, and then exhale, release. Both hands, step the left foot back, And let's take it through our vinyasa high plank to low. Inhale it up. Maybe an extra breath there, and then exhale, send it all the way back, downward facing dog. Take a nice full breath in. We're going to stay here for 3. Full breath out. 2 more. Into that exhale. Let's take the right leg high with the next inhale, and we'll just take one more standing flow series, a little bit on the breath. So grounding down, inhale up, warrior 1. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, reverse. And exhale, side angle. This time to hold, grounding to that right heel, guiding that right femur bone back a little bit into the hip, twisting open through the rib cage and the heart. Another breath in, and then release, reverse, and lengthen. And then exhale, windmill it all down. Step the right foot back. High to low plank or right to your downward dog. Downward dog, inhale the left. Exhale it forward, warrior 1. Inhale up. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle to hold. Grounding. Twisting open. Sorry, my back is to you now. One more inhale. And exhale, reverse and lengthen. And then windmill everything down. Send that left foot back, high to low plank. And exhale everything back. Downward facing dog. Take a full breath in. And a full breath out. And then let's inhale the right leg high. Exhale it forward. And then we're going to come into a half pigeon. So heel toe that right foot to the left edge of your mat, dropping the right knee. Or if you like to practice this reclined, coming onto your back and crossing right ankle over left knee. We have enough time to stay for a little bit here. So finding the place here where you can breathe comfortably. Maybe you have a little support under that right hip to help square it. And square the hips, and then walking your hands forward, finding your ease in the pose, maybe something to rest your head on so the back of the neck and shoulders can soften. And when you get there, just trying to bring softness to anywhere. Do a quick body scan and notice if you are clenching any muscles or having a harder time relaxing the muscles in one part of the body. Really just focus on sending the breath there. Feel like you really want to come out of the pose, that's when it really starts working. So dig deeper for your breath there, and then stay for about 5 more rounds of breath here. Slowly starting to make your way out. Walking your hands back. If you're on your back, you can uncross and just rock and roll back up. Make your way back into downward facing dog. From here, we'll take our right leg high. You can bend the knee and stack the hip, open it up. If you flip your dog, if that's in your practice, you can go ahead and do that. Reversing them. And wherever you are, making your way back to your downward facing dog. Take a full breath in. A nice long exhale. And we'll take the other side. Lift the left leg, then the knee stack and open. And then exhale, step that forward. And we'll heel toe to the right edge of the mat, dropping the left knee, or coming back onto your back, crossing left ankle over right knee for a reclined version. And then again, finding the place. Of course, recognizing that both sides are different. One side might be easier or tighter. So taking your time to find that easeful place. And if there isn't one in this pose for you, then maybe you come up higher on your hands. Or maybe you use a support underneath the hip. And settle into the breath. Stay for about 5 more breaths. Starting to make your way out. Walking the hands back. Coming back into your downward dog. Three-legged dog, lifting that left leg. Backing it open. And we're coming into your back bend. Take another breath wherever you are, then making your way back into your downward facing dog. So I'll take a full breath here. And then walk, step, or jump your feet all the way through your hands, coming all the way down to a seat. Now let's come into a bound angle before we come down to our back. Let's do a few more seated poses here. So soles of the feet together, scoot your pelvis and heels close to each other, interlacing the fingers underneath the toes, and then sitting really tall from the spine. Let the shoulders get heavy. Let the knees open to your own body's degree. Let gravity just take them. Maybe let the eyes get heavy here and take 3 or 4 deep rounds of breath. More inhale. And then exhale, release, and just stretch the legs out long. Give a nice shake, and we'll come into a staff pose. Inhale, both arms high, lengthen up, and then exhale, come into your fold to your degree, bending the knees a lot, maybe using a lock underneath the knees, whatever version here allows your body some ease and some sensation at the same time. Take another full breath. And release, coming back up, and we'll make our way all the way to our back. So let's come up into our boat pose. Make sure you're in the center of your mat, lifting the knees, lifting the toes, lifting the heart, lengthening through the spine, and then releasing the fingertips forward, and then opening up to your degree till you feel your core click in there. And then from there, we'll start our 10 count. 9, 8, 7, 6,
5, and then slowly making our way down. 4, 3, 2, 1, and releasing all the way down. Take an inhale and an open mouth exhale. And then inhale the arms overhead, lengthen everything. And then exhale, hug the knees into the chest. Let the back body get heavy, maybe a little rock side to side. And then let's open the knees into a happy baby. Grabbing the outer edges of the feet or the big toes, letting the shoulders and tailbone stay heavy, and then just dropping the knees toward the earth. One more full breath here. And then release, bringing the knees back together at the center. And let's come into an inversion for about 10 or 12 breaths. So your choice, Vipariti Karani, shoulder stand, handstand, headstand, supported or unsupported with the wall, whatever is in your practice, in your repertoire today. And come into that, letting the face soften, the eyelids starting to get heavy. Coming back into the focus of the breath. Relaxing the muscles on the face, the jaw. Just letting the blood flow reverse. Sending it back to all your big organs. Heart, lungs, and brain, and letting it receive for just a few more breaths. Shoulders stand and want to come through plow. Let's do that now. You can also come through plow if you're in Vipariti, just bringing the toes overhead, keeping the hands on the lower back for support. Another 2 or 3 breaths. And then everyone starting to make your way out. We'll come into a spinal twist, hugging the knees into center, and dropping them to the right, and your gaze and that left arm open to the left. 3 to 5 deep breaths. And then coming back through center, taking the opposite side. Knees to the left. Gaze, right arm out to the right. Another breath here. And then getting ready for your Shavasana, coming back into center, taking any other last poses, maybe just another squeeze of the knees into center, rock. Find those corners of your lower back. And then when you're ready, coming into Shavasana, extending everything long. Heels to the corners of your mat, arms by your side. We're taking a deep breath in through the nose and an open mouth exhale. Just encouraging that softness through the physical body. Maybe doing that again, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth, softening the eyes, the face, the jaw. If you have more time this morning to stay in your Shavasana, I encourage that. Otherwise, you're ready to come out, start to bring some awareness back to your breath and to your physical body. Deepening your inhale, some gentle movements to your fingers and toes. And then with your next inhale, fill up the body, lengthen the arms overhead, stretch everything nice and long. And with the exhale, head the knees into the chest, squeeze into a tight little ball, pressing all the air out, and then dropping everything to one side. Take another deep, full breath there. And then when you're ready, making your way up to a comfortable upright. We'll bring the hands to our heart center and bring back to mind our intention or dedication, seeing it clearly, breathing it in. And then bringing our hands to our crown to honor those thoughts. To our throats, honoring our words, and our hearts, honoring our souls and the light that shines in each one of us. Namaste. Thanks, everybody.
Namaste. Thank you.